Hi there, my name is Adam Shipman. I am from Troop 811 and I am life rank right now. I will be showing you Tenderfoot rank 4A and 4B. So I will be showing you the first day for simple cuts and scrapes. Blisters on the hand or foot, minor thermal heat, burns or scalds, bites or stings of insects and ticks, venomous snakebite, nosebleed, frostbite and sunburn, and choking. So for frostbite, I'm going to go over that one first. Usually what you want to do is get them in a place where they can warm up slowly. You don't want to get scalding water and pour it all over their hands or whatever is getting frostbite. You want to put a warm rag and then you want to slowly warm them up. And call 911 because there's not much you can do whenever they have frostbite. For blisters on hand or foot, the way to prevent that is wear moleskin on your foot. But what to do is you take off your shoe, your sock, then you sit down, you'll put Neosporin or whatever you have on you, on your cut, alcohol, Neosporin, anything. Mostly alcohol would be best, but if you don't have that, you can use whatever you have, water, any of that. And you want to rest their foot alone. You want to leave it alone for maybe 30 minutes. You do not want to leave it on for a long time. Like, it's just 5 minutes and then you're like, all right, we're going to continue on our hike. That wouldn't be good because it just cut the blister more. Simple cuts and scrapes. Well, what you do is if you cut yourself or any of that, you get a Band-Aid or alcohol or, well, right now I have Band-Aids with me, but you'd use one of these mostly. And sometimes alcohol would be best. It's not the best type of alcohol, but it's all we can get for ours. But if you do not have alcohol, you can use Neosporin. Oh. Neosporin. This way. Or if you get a cut or scrape, you mostly want to cover it up to where it has air holes, but you don't want to like get a bandage and cover it all up. But you just want to put some medicine on it, clean it out, that stuff. Put a Band-Aid on it, and then you should be fine. But I mean, if it's worse, you should ask an adult for help. But if not, if you do not have an adult with you, you should at least try and keep something that could tell others. Usually the best thing would be a cell phone or a walkie-talkie, because then if something happens that's bad, anything else, you could easily just get a hold of an adult or any of that. And for burns or scalds, you'd want to put a rag over their hand, and usually you'd try to get it you try to cool it down. You do not want to go and just pour freezing cold water on it. It's gonna hurt more because, well, cold water on your hand. So after you're really, really warm, and all of a sudden you spray cold water on you, you're gonna get really cold really fast, which is not good. Another thing is for bites or stings of an insects and ticks. Well, first thing, if you have a tick or an insect that does not let go, you'd want to have tweezers, which I have right here. And you'd want to try to pinch where their head is for ticks and wiggle them off. If you do not do that, well, if they do not let go, you should, if you have a credit card or any type of card with you, you should always try to peel it off with that. With a bee sting, you want to have a credit card or tweezers, and you want to try to peel it off or get it off. And any other ones, you could use Benadryl to stop it from itching And then after you put alcohol or Neosporin, before you put Neosporin or alcohol, you want to wipe it down with this probably. It'd help with other things like bacterial cleaning or any of that. Then for nosebleeds, this one is really kind of easy, but if you have a napkin or paper towel or rag or anything, or even your neckerchief, you put it on your nose, and instead of doing that, you want to put your hand right here and you want to lean down. You do not want to lean up because the blood would go back in. You want to make sure that you pinch right here, so it usually stops the blood, and then you want to lean forward so it does not come back in. Then for frostbite or sunburn, I went over the frostbite a little earlier, but a sunburn, usually there's aloe vera or something. If you do not have that, it's fine. You just need to cover it from the sun, get in the shade, and start cooling down. And choking, later on, whenever you're doing it, I do not have another person, but what you do is you grab them in like a hug, but instead of hugging them like that, you grab your hands like this and you pull back right underneath their rib cage, and it would push it back up. But if you do it too hard, you could severely injure them or injure them really hard, bad. Other than that, it's really good to know how to do that. You get your arms around the person and you squeeze up. You squeeze and push up from underneath their rib cage. And then describe common poisonous or hazardous plants. Identify any that grow in your local area or campsite location. Tell how to treat for exposure to them. Most common you'd find poison ivy, or sometimes you'd even find poison oak. Whenever you find poison ivy, you'd itch a lot. And whenever you itch a lot, it's really, really hard. You just want to itch everywhere, wherever that plant touched. But yet, if you itch all over the place, you can scratch yourself, you could cut yourself. And you wouldn't notice because you're itching. So you wouldn't notice that you cut yourself. So you need to stop scratching and you need to go tell a trusted adult. Usually you put this one onto Benadryl itching cream. It's not always going to help, but usually it'd help a little bit from what it'd be like original. And poison oak or any of the other poisonous plants in our area, you have to make sure you tell a trusted adult or any type of adult that is around you. Because if you do not, either for poison ivy, usually you want to get in water or pour water on yourself to help with the itching, but it wouldn't work. And all you have to do really is tell an adult, they'll get help for you, and then they'll get special medicine or any other stuff that's needed. But another way that you can scratch, instead of using your nails that can tear your skin, you'd scratch with the palm of your hand. And you scratch like that, or you get your neckerchief, take it off, and you scratch with that. But you want to make sure to where your nails are not scratching yourself, because then it hurt really, really bad. Like you could cut yourself by accident or anything, and you'd have more than just one thing going on.